most emotional, action-packed, joyful free wedding I have ever attended in my life.
Like,
Still no spark.
when you share these fucking highlight reels, you'll see sparks, they're everywhere.
It's a wedding, but actually it's 3 days of party and chill
And
mixed in. And Phoebe was mentioned, I got upset about like what the future holds for her and how amazing her life can be. And I really meant what I said in my speech.
I was really
Yeah,
went
but
back
I was
on-
in the middle of things with it.
No, I know
You
that.
just completely.
Yes, but I'm
Brilliant.
back to the fact that saying I was a good bride.
There's loads of emotions.
Yeah.
It's really. I was surprised by how emotional everybody else
Yeah,
was.
same.
Yeah, literally.
Again, the energy, the
That was
vibe.
probably the most energy I've felt in a room in a very long time. Like the.
I woke up to my daughter singing the song that I walked down the stairs with. Like, it was incredible.
There's lots of elements of the wedding that were traditional, but there were some elements that weren't.
My incredible bridesmaids, like, massive shout out to them. They were impeccable. They were incredible all weekend. We just knew we wanted to have that after party element. Like a picture of Celebrity Heat magazine. Sorry. There was after parties on Friday, after parties on Saturday, which me and you went to on the Saturday, after party on the Sunday. If you like this episode, yeah, I don't know if you did. Anyway, it's been a nice catch up for me, Lucy, and fucking Rob. Anyway, what we do? Hello and welcome to Becoming Lucy with me, Hannah.
And me, Lucy. So happy Valentine's Day to you two. Your first wedding, well, Valentine's Day since the wedding, and obviously for all our listeners as well. And I can confirm I feel very lucky as you've chosen to spend it with me. Out of everybody on your first Valentine's Day. So like today, we're going to go through the wedding, the most emotional, action-packed, joyful free wedding I have ever attended in my life. Like I say, Hannah and Rob are officially wed now, so congratulations. So we will debrief the speeches, the tears, the moments that maybe no one saw. What actually happens at a 3-day wedding, as that has been one of the most things that's been asked. The mini moon, the after effects, and how many people were in fact not a well man after.
Yes.
Shout out to EJ Brown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spending Valentine's Day with you, Luce, is absolutely perfect for us because we don't celebrate Valentine's. We never have. And so actually when we were chatting about doing like a post-wedding net, we were like, obviously me and you were chatting about doing it. And then when we were doing some dates, me and Rob were like, 14th. And you were like, 14th is Valentine's Day. And we were like, we don't fucking give a shit about that. And actually, it's quite a nice way to spend our first Valentine's as a married couple, debriefing our wedding weekend. So actually, it's pretty perfect, to be honest, isn't it?
I think shouting back to my previous appearance on this podcast where people were laughing at the fact that I don't recall a certain spark there that Hannah was alluded to.
Or a first date
Or a first
location.
I still proclaim not to know what the fuck you were going on about. But I think it's quite nice and apt that we are spending Valentine's Day with you, Lucy, which kind of also backs up the point that maybe there is no spark.
Well, I think we can beg to differ on what happened at the wedding weekend because, like,
Still no
obviously,
spark.
when you share these fucking highlight reels, you'll see sparks, they're everywhere. But yes, it's a perfect way to spend Valentine's Day, and we cannot wait to, share and go through our wedding, and even if it's just interesting for us three, because we're all, and that's fine.
We had requests on the wedding day, don't you worry? Like, are you gonna? It's all been organised. So on that, obviously, the main question I think everyone's been asking me, who hasn't attended a free wedding, what goes into a 3-day wedding? What goes on? What happened on those days? Because now we can actually divulge because there's no surprises. So yeah.
What I will say is a fucking lot of planning and stress. Honestly, anyone that's planned a wedding will resonate with how stressful it is because you're so emotionally invested because it's more than just an event, you know? It's celebrating your relationship. It's bringing everyone from all your worlds together, which is such a weird feeling because you're looking across the room and I've got like two of my best friends talking to two of my other best friends who are then bridesmaids together, and they've been just chatting away in the background. Then we've got like Rob's friends that he's known since he was like 12 talking to like friends we met overseas, and then you've got like family talking to each other, and it's like it's just crazy, and it's the most amazing thing to look at, but it's also the most weirdest thing, and you also get a bit of FOMO. Like I was looking around the whole weekend being like, I want to be part of that conversation. What are they why are they chatting in the nicest
That's because
possible
there's
way?
no fun.
You're away from my husband. I want to go see my friends. But yeah, it's like lovely. But yeah, going back is a lot of stress and a lot of like planning. It was over 18 months in the making. And I suppose just from like our point of view, when we got engaged, we kind of wanted a long engagement. And we always knew we wanted to do something that was like a bit different. And whenever we go to weddings ourselves, you have the most amazing day. Like going to weddings is one of my favourite things to do. Like I'd love to be a wedding crasher, you know, that film.
Yeah.
Love it. I just love the vibe. I love everyone just there celebrating like two people. It's just amazing. Anyway, so when you go to a single day wedding, you have the best time, and then you're on this massive like downer the next day because by 10 o'clock you're checked out of your accommodation, you're on your way home, and there's
Yeah.
no like chatting to everyone about what happened and did you see that, like you said earlier, what was that going on there, and oh my god, see how drunk that person got, and oh the ceremony. You don't have that chance to debrief apart from just doing it separately on group chats, which is absolutely fine for anyone that wants a single day wedding and the most perfect and brilliant days. We just knew we wanted to have that after party element, and that's kind of where the 2-day
I will argue the 3-day though, because I think the 3-day worked perfectly with you saying that, because like the likes of people who knew each other already or didn't know each other on the Friday who went to the bar got to have that catch-up time, those conversations, what you've been up to, or remember this, remember that. And then like, obviously I met a lot of your family, Hannah, who I've never met before. Big shout out to Auntie Lorraine. She very, very much looked after me, biggest hype girl for our podcast. I got to meet your dad, obviously asked if I was single. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my god, literally, and we had just been talking about my dad, and obviously
Yeah.
speech I'd alluded to the fact that he's the only retired person with more dates than anyone, and I still haven't got a new fucking stepmom, honestly. And then he asked me, "You're single?"
It's gonna be Lucy, yeah.
To be fair, Friday night was kind of more your idea, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole thing of the point of a 3-day wedding or 3 nights, 2 days, whatever, like where you want to splice it, is that you've got everybody there. So when we had the vision of doing something like this, we thought you've got to be able to piece it together in that the key thing for us in the planning was the accommodation. I think that's what stressed us out the most. We wanted to ensure the most people were on site for the maximum amount of time possible, because there was a real mix of combination of kind of responses to the RSVPs. So some people said like, absolutely, we can come Friday and Saturday, or we'll come only for your main day on the Saturday to watch you get married, but due to childcare, we can't come on Sunday. And other people saying, do you know what? Yeah, do you know what? A weekend without the kids is fantastic. I'm there Friday night until Monday morning. And there was a real mix of responses. So we kind of had to plan out what was going to be a core group of people that had said yes to doing the full 3 days,
And what
and
what the
then
venue
the
could do,
accommodation
yeah.
with the venue, and how we could work it out with the mix of the hotel, the modern kind of stylistic hotel rooms which you were in, versus the kind of like self-catering, really rustic farmhouse cottages
With the hot
for
tubs
the
and-
jacuzzis and stuff, and just kind of splice up people's needs, because we wanted people to enjoy the wedding in whatever capacity they could, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, or for as long as they wanted to. And there was, again, you know, real life happens. People come plan to come for 2 days, could only come for 1, plan to come for 2, and then end up staying for the 3rd. It was a real
Like me on the sofa.
On that note, like obviously, so Luce booked accommodation for the Saturday,
Including you.
Sunday, but was always going to be up north on the Friday. But her and Charlie were going to stay in like a separate hotel off site,
never left site.
and then never left site.
Never left site.
And
Got there, and not only did you get there, Lucy, on the Friday, you got there at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
yeah,
First guest to arrive, we're back.
oh,
Until 10 o'clock. And I remember going back to your point about the Friday night, which, you know, I did think it would be exactly that. Once you get everybody in the main bar area for just like a bit of like a mix and mingle, it felt for the overseas guys like a bit like a work conference. And that first few hours is always where people are like, exactly what you said, catching up, telling old stories, reliving it. And that means then on the Saturday morning, when everyone comes for the wedding, you've kind of already got over that icebreaker type moment. So
Oh,
people
yeah.
straight into celebrations. But I remember leaving the farmhouse. So we've been to the bar for people that are listening. On the Friday night, the bar was open from sort of 6 o'clock until midnight. And then we always knew that there'd be an element of people wanting to have kind of after parties.
We
So
loved that though,
it
didn't
is
we?
exactly what we wanted. So Hannah, being the good bride that she is, went to bed fairly early on the Friday because
Yeah.
she didn't want to ruin her big day, and you were up early for makeup and
And
hair.
to be fair, Lucy and Donna were at the apartment before even the bar like kicked off.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was unwell as well, wasn't I? I like wasn't very well. It was like all the sort of stress and the planning and the realization of what was happening kind of just came down on me. I was really
Yeah,
running
but
back.
I was in the middle of things of it.
No, I know
and you
that.
just completely
Yes, but I'm
brilliant.
back to the fact that saying I was a good bride.
So
But
anyway, going back to the part, I remember Lucy leaving. We left the bar at midnight on Friday. I remember going back to the hay barn where some of our overseas friends were staying, and we were having kitchen drinks. And I remember looking at my phone or something. It was like 12:30, 1:45. I was thinking, right, I've got a Phoebe in the morning for a bit before, whilst Hannah's up getting her hair and makeup done. And then you were still in the kitchen drinking, and I remember thinking, Lucy Hodgkinson is not leaving this site. She will be there for tonight. And then the next morning, as I walked past the hay barn to drop Thieves off to go get her hair and makeup done, and I got a bacon butty off Lee at the hay barn in
Yeah.
I looked in the kitchen and you sat there.
Who was planning so much on going back? You can ask Charlie. We were laughing. It was like having a relationship with like a fuckboy because I was promising, like, yeah, I'll be there when you get back. And then it was like, I'm just having a few more drinks, but don't worry, you go to sleep. She's like, well, I bagseed the bigger bed. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, Andy and Basher had talked me into another one. I'll promise I'll come home though. And then it's like, I'm going to get an Uber. I've got the Uber up and screenshotted it to her. Like, they're still running. This is how much it is. I can definitely get there. And then when it come to booking the Uber, they wanted cash only. So I was like, well, I haven't got cash. And then Andy went to get a taxi and then he was like 50 quid. And I was like, you can fuck off, you tight Yorkshireman. Like, no wonder no one pays for anything in Yorkshire. Like, and then Ash walked me to the hay barn. I was going to stay on Ash's floor. And then Amy said, stay on the sofa. So I was like trying to be good and like literally like lying on the sofa, but the party's carrying on around me. And then I just,
kitchen when I was leaving and everyone was leaving, like it was like I'd say about 12:30, 1:45, and I was like, she's not leaving.
That is the vibe that we wanted all weekend. Like circling back to that main question that you asked about the sort of 3-day, 2-night, whatever. Like that Friday night was that kind of, meet up of everyone. And actually, like we were sort of saying to each other, like, even if just a few people turn up, it's the options there. And, but what we were really pleased about is that bar was full from like 7 till midnight. And we loved that. And
they turned the bar staff were so sound at the venue. But they shout out to Yorkshire Wedding Barn. Amazing venue, and the staff were phenomenal the whole weekend.
Yeah.
But the Friday night, they were like, yeah, you've got like a heavy Saturday and Sunday. We've got to leave. This was like 12. They were like, we'll leave the music on for a bit and turn the lights off. And like the bar lights went off and everything. And everybody was like, oh, is it over? And it was almost like I was having to PR the rest of the wedding, because on the Friday night when everyone was like a bit deflated because the bar had shut, I was like, well, you can go back to your accommodations and drink. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm getting married tomorrow, so I'm going to kind of take it easy. But you do know the bar is open for 12 hours tomorrow. And then Sunday, because by that time, people who didn't know what was happening for the weekend,
and we had
put the schedules outside for people that obviously weren't in attendance, that are listening or watching. So then people were getting excited as well. On the Friday night, one of the really cool things for me to hear as I was walking around was, yes, of course, you want people to be like, oh my God, the wedding bit. But for us, that was just like the legal stuff in the middle. And actually, to hear people saying, can't wait for silent disco on the Sunday, can't wait for live comedians, they've put on like show for us.
Our vision was coming to life like that Friday night. And when because we were obviously there from Friday about 11 o'clock. still stressing, still panicking, like putting everything out, setting everything up. And obviously when we put those sort of boards up, and then when we kind of went to the bar that evening and we started, like Rob said, to hear, and you know, it was amazing to be like, oh, it's finally out there. And obviously there's a few people that knew, like the bridal party knew, and this, that and the other. Rob's mum knew what was going on, Emma and Keely, just a few core people just like want to run ideas by.
People like coming up to us and being like, oh my God, you've got like live music and the band and the DJ, and you're doing comedy on the Sunday as well. We had yoga sessions, outdoor yoga, and you know, so much like going on. And it sounds like really probably a bit bougie and a bit uppity, but actually, I mean, you can vouch for it, so you were there. I felt, at least anyway, but maybe I'm biased, like I felt as a bride and groom, we were stressed at different parts, but actually for guests, it felt more like a weekend retreat rather than like
it just flowed. Like,
did it?
You weren't like time watching, like, you know, like what time is this? You know what I mean? It just flowed into it. Okay, the comedians are now on, and then we got the silent disco going on. And the only thing I was like, what food is it tonight? Like, because obviously I know you guys had like the Cornish pasty and the Yorkshire pudding, which I missed out on because I was gone past it by being drunk then. But I definitely had the gyros, obviously, on the
that was another thing we wanted to do. Like, I will obviously get on to Saturday in a minute. Like, it's a bit chronological. But no, on the Friday again though, with the bar and everything, we were just so buzzed that people were there
excited
and excited, and they were there in the bar. It was so good to see everyone. Like you said, people were meeting. It's the first time that my mum and Rob's mum had ever met in 15 years. They'd never met. People were just introducing each other to them. Like, it was amazing, wasn't it? And we were just dotting around, and lovely that Phoebe was there having a little run around. Shout out to my,
you know, Rob's like, watch Lucy's leg, watch Lucy's leg.
I was like, every time she ran past you, I was like, watch Lucy's fucking leg.
But no, it was amazing. And obviously, like when Rob was talking about you not leaving, I only found out that you stayed at the hay barn on the Friday when we were doing our little like wedding catch-ups in the hot tub on our mini moon. And
really?
He was like, yeah, Lucy didn't even go back on the Friday. Charlie pulled up in a taxi on her own on Saturday. I was like, no way.
Because I bumped into Charlie and David. Their cab had arrived on the Saturday morning when I was walking back to the main venue. And because it rained on the Friday, but thankfully not on the Saturday and Sunday, there were still some puddles about. So I was like, I didn't want to get my wedding shoes or trousers. So I kind of like went onto the main road. I saw their cab and Charlie got out and she was like, have you seen Animal? I was like, I have seen Lucy. Yeah, she's in the hay barn. 1:45 in the morning.
Because obviously, because you were staying at the venue Saturday anyway, you had all your stuff, didn't you?
I had all my stuff, but it was still like a rush morning because I think I got into the room about 10ish. So I was like, and then Charlie and Drizzle, I'm like, I'm not even going to shower. I'm getting off the chat now. I'm like, and Drizzle's just taking the piss. Like, what else did you expect, Charlie?
No, but like bringing our worlds together, honestly, and like seeing like my Cornish besties just in the middle of all the overseas lot, and it's just an incredible feeling. Like,
it was good that people, because a lot of people could have quite easily, because of the nature of the venue and how like the cottages, and you've got big open fires in your own venue, or you've got really cozy situations. A lot of people could have just said, you know what, we'll order some takeout and we're going to stay. We'll not go to the bar. But, you know, we left it open.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, said to you, didn't I? Like, I think Fridays are good. But we had to, like, just doing sort of things like calling it a mix and mingle. I think if we'd have just said, the bar's open, turn up if you want, it might not have gone the way it did. But actually, Friday, having people there for a kind of unofficial mix and mingle set the tone for the weekend.
Yeah,
it really did. It set the pace.
And also, like, what was so great about the venue and the accommodation, obviously, when we viewed it, it was, so this, like, funny story is, we have viewed a few venues. I don't even know if we've talked about this in the fucking pre-wedding one. I can't remember now.
I'll remind you.
Wedding break. Anyway, we had seen a few venues, and we went to Yorkshire Wedding Barn off the back of seeing another one that we were fully sold on. We were like, we can, we're going to do our staycation wedding, because that essentially what we're talking about in the last like 20 minutes, we wanted a staycation wedding. That was our vibe. So anyway, we were like, right, this venue is going to be great. Went to Yorkshire Wedding Barn, we had an appointment there, sat down with Mandy, who owns it, and she was brilliant, talking through it. And in my head, I was like, yeah, let's just get this over with, because we're not booking here. We already know. And then she was like, I'll walk you around. And literally after like 10, 15 minutes, every step I was taking, I was like, this is it. This is the venue. This is the venue. It was the weirdest and most incredible feeling. And then we walked around and we were like, no, this is the staycation wedding. And obviously, as you all know, Luce, because of the accommodation, because of the fucking scenery, the views,
Yeah, I was going to say the views, the scenery, the grounds, the facilities, the access to stuff. I mean, even just like the fact that you could have up to, you know, if people pay for it and book it, like over 100 people on site really helps, because the next day, I know we're going to get to it in Hannah's little chronological run through, but like on the Saturday and Sunday mornings, it was so nice to just go around accommodations and see everyone and talk about what happened the day before. And at times it did feel like I was PRing my own wedding, like running around.
But that's
like,
what you like.
But that's how I wanted it. Like I wanted to be able to bounce.
But the thing is, everyone, obviously rep-wise, kept referring it to it as the naughty reunion as well, though, didn't they?
Yeah. I love that. Obviously, like that again, it's just the vibe we wanted, and it's literally 80% fucking holiday reps, and that's it. Well, we're lucky enough to still be close enough friends with people that we met overseas that we wanted to invite them to our wedding, and lucky enough that people accepted and feel like they've got that relationship with us that they want to.
I didn't realise how many reps were there until you put the pictures on the other day, and it was Spud who was round on whatever day he was round, and he goes, "Oh, is that the whole wedding?" Like, I went, "No." I looked and zoomed in and went, "They're all the overseas." He went, "Bloody hell." And I was like, I didn't even realise there was that. I knew there was a lot of us, but Jesus, like.
I think when we, like Hannah said, when we walk around that venue, and again, shout out to Yorkshire Wedding Bar, it is amazing. When we walk around it, we're like, no, this is the place. You then obviously want to start to get into the realms of, right, we've got the venue, we've found a place that'll do it. What do you want to put into the 3 days that keep it, you know, like nice enough for family, because not all family behaves like we did when we were overseas, but also you got elements for all your friendship groups, because again, some of our non-overseas friends, there were certain things we wanted to do with the food. We did flavors from around the world for the overseas people with the canapes, but we also wanted to do like the Yorkshire versus Cornwall theme on the Saturday night with the food, which went down a treat. And the caterers again, SHB catering, brilliant. It was like we wanted it to be a party staycation vibe, but also, like I say, have a feeling of a retreat for people. So the outdoor yoga, the jacuzzi hot tubs, the kind of like wellness element of just chilling out in the Yorkshire, and the views and the scenery, and kind of being able to just turn your phone off for 3 days. And yes, it's a wedding, but actually it's 3 days of party and chill mixed in.
When we obviously again chose that venue and we were speaking with Mandy, honestly, she was everything we kept asking, because obviously at this point we already had our ideas of silent disco and all this kind of stuff, and everything we were saying to her, we were like, want to do it. She was just saying yes to everything. There was no like, no, you can't do that. And that links into,
they were so accommodating.
Yeah, and that links into like all our guests as well, because you know, when you're coming away for obviously 3 nights, we know that it's expensive for people. So the fact that it was self-catering and people could just bring all the beer and alcohol they wanted, all the food they wanted, you know, the venue weren't saying, well, they can't go back and have their own. People just did whatever they wanted all weekend.
Yeah, within reason.
Amazing.
Obviously, whatever they wanted.
Yeah, but I think people respect it. Obviously, we all do it. We're British. That's what we do. We love having a cheeky, getting just the fact that you've got away with putting a vodka in. Do you know what I mean? Like, but there was no like. What I loved is that there was no like, as far as we're aware, like telling off, and people could just enjoy it. And that's again, we really felt that, and I'm so glad. And obviously, correct us if we're wrong, Luz, that you also felt that it was a very chilled yet party vibe as well, you know? Oh yeah, 100%. And like I said, no one told it. I mean, it was obvious when I was coming in with a wine glass full of vodka and coke that it wasn't from the bar. Do you know what I mean?
Naughty.
I did it a couple of times.
When I did events as well, it's like you got to try and pace things right. So it's okay, yeah, we've got these elements that are party and these elements that are this, but you got to kind of craft it so that, like you say, people aren't clock watching and going, the fucking hell's taking so long for this to turn into this, or you don't have the other element where things are too fast and it's like, I've only had 10 minutes to do the Macarena and then you're whipping the headphones off me and I've got to listen to live comedy. You've got to kind of like pace it out. So we want to. There's a large element, obviously there always is with me and Hannah, of control, because we're control freaks, and we wanted to make sure that we had delivered something for people that was also giving back, because people paid a lot of money to come. Like, it wasn't like, It was easy to get to because it was quite remote. A lot of people not only flew in, shout out to everybody that flew in from another country, but also travelled internally.
Yeah.
Even people coming from London, Cornwall, some other parts of Yorkshire, Lancashire. It's not easy, like, you know, come across the Pennines, like for you, for example. It's not a super easy place to get to. So you want to reward people or give back to people and say, yes, you're coming to celebrate us and our wedding, but actually we will provide this, this, and this, and this, and this
But
for you.
also on that note, though, the wedding was done that way because we wanted it done that way.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
every element was a Rob and Hannah element, and I kept getting told that throughout the weekend. It was like, this is so you and Rob, like it's unbelievable sort of thing. So
But we're people that want to give back. That's what I'm saying. Like we're
Yeah.
naturally, how many times during the 18-month planning when we're making decisions did we both or I say like sometimes we can't do that because people have paid loads of money. Like it's not fair to charge. Like there was plans to do other activities, but maybe they were bringing in another external supplier, so people would have to pay more. So we were like, right, what inclusive elements can you give people? Everyone wants to be well fed, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be well watered. So whether they're drinking in their own cottages or apartments with beer they've brought or alcohol they've brought, or they're buying from the bar, which was open for multiple hours over 2 or 3 days. You want to be able to keep people fed and watered, and then what other elements do you want? Like
atmosphere.
we wanted an atmosphere, a party vibe.
Yeah.
We wanted people to feel happy.
And like with the silent disco, for example, so with that was basically nod to when we used to be like 20s reps, and we used to do a silent disco as an event, and me and Rob used to battle. So every Wednesday we used to do it.
Yes,
I'd have a DJ and Rob would have a DJ, and we'd be on
Two
the
separate
mic.
channels, so
And
people can choose what music they want to listen to.
And that's we wanted a nod to that, and we were going to do that on the Sunday, but only one mic ended up working. But anyway, it didn't matter because it was still amazing.
No, we still had the battle off. I had a playlist, you had a playlist.
Team Blue definitely won by the Team Blue definitely won. But yes, that is essentially what kind of a 3-day wedding is. Well, our kind of 3-day wedding.
Yeah, it's our version of it. So some people do 3-day weddings, which I like the idea of doing them overseas, and their element is that people get a holiday from it. But we chose a staycation because, again, doing things overseas, you kind of have to reduce your number, and that's not a problem. But for us, we wanted more people rather than less people because we've got a lot of people that we respect and like and wanted to come and celebrate. We've been together 50 years and we wanted people to come from those different time periods of our life. So we were like, right, we'll do staycation rather than overseas and make it accessible for people, you know, that can't necessarily easily fly here, there and everywhere. And then, yeah, I mean, there's loads of different variations of what a 2 or more 2-day wedding is, as was a party. Let's go. That's what we did.
And then rolling on to day 2. So I've said it in the intro. I can confirm it was the most emotional wedding I have ever been to. There's photos to prove this, even when the speeches were rolling. I mean, was there a single person that didn't cry? I mean, what was going through your heads? I mean, obviously, I was round Rob, because obviously, for anyone who doesn't know, it was what's it called? Like a circle ceremony?
Like an eyeball, like an iris.
Yeah.
So you kind of like the bride and groom are in the middle, but not with their back.
I can't wait for that to be over.
The eye, and then the bride and groom are in the middle, and then the registrar can stand kind of at the back. And then you've got like, you're not blocking people's vision, but everyone can see you. You've got like
looking behind me as well to like give a nod.
Well,
to
you move naturally, don't you?
Yeah.
As well, like you naturally move around.
And we didn't know how bloody funny our ceremony was going to be. Honestly,
I think that is a thing that a lot of people have took from the wedding. Lucy just alluded to it there. There were moments where, obviously, we're emotional because we're bride and groom, but guests were emotional, and then people were going through these real, like everyone does at a wedding, you go through these real highs of laughter, memories, funny moments, standout bits, and then there was some real moments where, whether it's stuff that we were saying to each other in the vows, for example, or our friends and family were saying in different speeches and different opinions, that people were just bawling their eyes out, me included. Anytime anybody mentioned Phoebe, I was just
I was going to bring that up. I was like, don't mention Phoebe in the podcast, Rob will cry.
We were watching Traitors last night. We were so far behind. We were watching Traitors, and we were watching Reese, obviously, spoiler alert, when he gets Bannet.
Spoiler alert, it's going to be on the next fucking series.
It's been on not 4 months ago.
But he was like, Reese was crying. He went, fucking hell,
I was like
me at
the
wedding.
wedding. But the thing is, I remember, obviously, in those moments of, so for example, when Hana walks down the aisle, when we do the
Stairs
vows.
first.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
when you walk down the aisle, not when you walk down the stairs. So I was dealing with Phoebe. When you're stuffing Haribo in your kid's mouth to tell her to stop making noise, is a bit difficult. But like when you walk down the aisle and the vows, and then other elements in speeches, you do go through these real deep emotional moments for split seconds, because my overwhelming memory of the wedding is laughter and fun. It isn't the emotions. The emotions are
Yeah.
important. And looking back at the footage, there's loads of emotions of
Yeah.
it's really, I was surprised by how emotional everybody else
Yeah,
was.
same.
Yeah, literally. I think Danny, he set a lot of people off, bless him. And then as soon as you walk through Hannah, I don't think there was a dry eye in the room,
You're welcome.
honestly.
My aim was complete.
Yeah, the realization I've signed up for life.
But do you know what though? Like I
Look for the 50 years.
and the rest. I think, and like even before that, like the getting ready element, like I've been a bridesmaid a few times, and I've loved being a bridesmaid and being in that room with the bride and the bridal party. It's the most incredible feeling as a bridesmaid. So when I was sort of in there myself, and I went to the bridal suite a little bit early, and there was a bath in there, and I said, I'm gonna have a bath. Like I always planned that. And I sat in the bath on my own, feeling like shit because obviously I was so unwell. And I just sat and I was like, fuck, this is me now getting ready for like my wedding. Like, what the hell? And then like all the girls started coming in, like my incredible bridesmaids, like massive shout out to them. They were impeccable. They were incredible all weekend. Honestly, nothing was too much trouble. And it was the best group of girls to get ready with. And we just had such a laugh. And then again, the emotions were high. And we were just like laughing the majority of the time as well. Those few hours I'll remember forever.
Yeah.
Because I had like 6 of my best friends with me. Like, and then anywhere I looked, I had someone that I could just like rely on or go to and talk to or have a laugh with. And we did gifts and we had champagne. And obviously, like Charlotte, one of my really good friends, who's our witness, was my makeup artist. Like, honestly, my mum made it up the stairs to get her makeup.
Aww.
So, like, all these little moments before 12 o'clock. Like, and we always wanted an early ceremony, didn't we? Because we wanted, again,
going back to what we like at weddings, hate eating late. So if you've got a ceremony that's 1:30, 2 o'clock, no offense, people who've had ceremonies at that time, but like then you don't get like canapes or even a starter until 3:30, 4, and then you kind of blurs straight into the evening, and everyone's hungry or a bit tipsy. So we've always, when we've been to weddings, and what we wanted from our wedding anyway was early food. So that's why we were like, bar open from 11, people get there for 11:30, seated 11:45, ceremony 12, canapes at 1.
And that's, you've got a little bit of a snack then before the main meal. And obviously some people could have attended our wedding and gone, are you fucking kidding me? I was starving. Like, do you know what I mean? But that's kind of when we did the schedule, and we did that fucking schedule time and time and time again. But to make it as perfect as we could. And when we did the winter wedding, it also timed really well, because if we were having like a 2 o'clock in the afternoon ceremony, you lose daylight.
Yeah.
And also we wanted the party vibe.
Pictures as well and all that.
Going back to something you said there about obviously Shah being your makeup artist and being one of our friends, we should have probably just covered that in the bit about what when Lucy asked what a 3-day wedding is. To us as well, for 3 days, you need a lot of suppliers. And we've mentioned some of the things that we've done: live band, music, makeup. You've got outdoor yoga, DJ, live comedians, silent disco. So we knew straight away, not just from a cost base, but actually one thing that's important to us is the personalization. So we knew that the best people to understand us, because it's us and we're complex people, are our friends. And even our friends who don't work in the wedding industry, but have got skills that lend themselves to those activities, we wanted to utilize. We're very grateful, by the way. And I know we've said thank you to people. We've still got a lot more people to say thank you to, even now, 2 weeks after the wedding, that we're so grateful for people like Charlotte, who is a good friend of ours, one of my best friend's wives, who did your makeup. Ali Walker, who did outdoor yoga on the Sunday morning. It was her weekend as well. I know we're coming to Sunday, but, a good friend of mine from university, Anthony J. Brown, who was the I'm Not a Well Man comedian. Fantastic.
We knew Danny, our DJ.
I met at a comedy gig. Danny, our DJ, we worked with him in Saloon.
By the way, glued the whole weekend together.
I was going to come to him on a little bit later. So Danny, if you're listening, I will give you my man, because he pulled all audio, visual, sound, tech, everything. But
Emily, I used to work with,
did the flowers. Well, I guess the point is, most of our suppliers outside the venue itself, which
And
is Yorkshire
hairstylists.
Wedding Barn and a few other elements, most are people that we know, like, love, cherish, friends
And
with. So it was brilliant.
And like, you know, people that like Emily, for example, were on social media together. We worked together years ago, had a great friendship. But obviously over time, we've lost that friendship because we've gone in different directions. But I reached out to her and then we've been able to reconnect. And it's been amazing. And having her on the venue on the Friday and come back on the Saturday, and she was the one that was doing all the decor and the styling along with Millie from Yorkshire Wedding Barn. Like knowing that was someone that we know,
Yeah, you
you
trust.
know, it's
You have,
amazing.
you have an element of trust. So the planning is obviously stressful for anyone doing a wedding, but you know that it's not daunting for the fact that if you've got creative differences or you want a thing done a certain way, again, these people are your friends. So of course there's a transactional element, you know, you pay people, but actually there's an emotional connection level. Like Hannah said, with Emily, I saw her on the Friday, we were setting up the venue together, and I said to her, what can I do? And she was like, oh, can you make some of these candlesticks up for the ceremony aisles and get all the floral arrangements for the hexagon and everything? And you just chip it in. And as we were doing that, we were chatting, we were talking about how the kids are, like what
Yeah.
Zanti.
memories from back at Zanti, different elements of like what she's been doing since she's moved back to the UK. And that happened with every supplier, like, that we'd not seen for a while, but we knew. You know, one of Hannah's closest friends from way back in the day, when we used to live in back in Devon and Cornwall, Tammy and her band, Jessica and the Rabbits, for the name of the band. Check them out on YouTube. They're
Or
phenomenal.
Jessica and the Rabbis, as Matt Alexander
Jessica and the
said.
Rabbis. Is the way with Jessica and the Rabbis, not Jessica and the Rabbits. He misread the sign. But like, you know, to have them there as well, and for them to drive all the way from Cornwall,
Yeah.
you know, again, there's a transactional element. You pay people for their services, but these people all, and I really mean this for any suppliers that were at our wedding that are listening to this and our friends that contributed in any way, everybody put a bit of labor of love into it, and you could tell with all those. Well, we could certainly tell. It didn't feel, when I walked around that venue on the Friday, the Saturday, or the Sunday, I didn't think this is just some anonymous third-party person that's put these flowers out. That's Emily. Or Hannah's makeup. That's our friend Charlotte. You know, Ali doing the yoga. It was all Danny doing the DJ, the sound, the tech. There were so many times we got to catch up in between things, me and Danny, and about times in Salou and times gone by. It was amazing. It was such an amazing thing to have suppliers that, you know. So if you can, if people are planning a 3-day wedding in ever, I would suggest where possible, without, you know, suggesting everyone's got friends with skills in these areas, try and use, because you not only get a labor of love injected into your wedding, but it does make the whole creative process a lot easier.
Or you could be Emma and Keely, and Emma was like, and I'm obviously one of my closest friends, and she's like, all my fucking friends haven't got any talent. I couldn't do any of this in my wedding. I have to go third party for
Hey,
everything.
we could go to wedding planning.
We could. To be fair, Ben Scott did message me saying, if I ever get married, you're going to be my wedding planner. And I'm
really?
complimented, right?
Yes. Although maybe we couldn't do it together because we kid each other. So
but going back to that emotion that you were saying, Luz, like, yeah, it's mad. Like, people just kept telling us all day, like, why making us cry? Like, I've never cried so much at a wedding. Like, what the fuck? Like, what made you emotional then? Obviously, you said we were walking down the stairs. You can say that again if you like. But what, obviously, Danny, my brother Danny.
Yeah, I think he just said it. You just feel, I don't know, it's just like the whole energy. And I don't know if it is the same like you're saying now with the suppliers. Like, everyone's obviously got a deep connection to both of you, haven't they? And I know I'm a bit woo-woo and whatever, but I just felt like there was so much love there. And I think obviously it all coming together, the excitement of everyone being together as well. And it just, everyone just went, didn't they? Do you know what I mean? And then I'm going to roll onto it now, like the speeches. Like, I know Basher took the piss that they went on for 18 hours. I love speeches. I think they're the best part of the wedding. But again, like Hannah, it wasn't a speech, like it was like a monologue. You know, Rob, you had yours, the bridesmaids had theirs. Like, do you know what I mean? And then there was that surprise element as well, when other people got involved. But just memories and how you feel, and I mean, I can't even remember what even set me off. But Christ, there's pictures of us snotting everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
One picture, I think David Riley took it.
I'll put it on the Instagram.
To be
There's like a full table of you, and you're all just like boo-hoo.
To be honest, though, the only person that probably didn't cry at the wedding is David Riley. Wouldn't have got a shit out of him. Never have got him and Bash.
No, he got emotional when we played some trance music on this Sunday night.
Did it? There we go. Basher did get emotional, I can vouch.
Did it? Okay, good.
So
Like, yeah, it was the most incredible feeling as well. People coming up to us saying like they've never been so emotional at a wedding, like, and it was a weird thing to go, do we take this as a compliment? Like, how are we taking this? But in the end, I just felt like, well, yeah, because I am also really emotional, and some of those like connections you were talking about when I walked into the ceremony room, for example, like, and I just wanted to get to Rob. Like, in the bridal suite, my legs were shaking so
Really?
much in the fucking 5 minutes leading towards me going down the stairs. Honestly, I thought I was gonna have a panic attack. Shelley, one of my bridesmaids, was like, do you want me to stay with you? Like, should I walk with you? Like, she was like, are you okay? I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm on an out-of-body experience. It was one of the weirdest things. I can only liken it to when I got a full adrenaline rush after I gave birth to Phoebe, and I was in the bed.
Wow.
Do you remember? It was like that. It was so.
Don't ask me if I remember
strange.
stuff because I'll say no and then you'll get. Do you remember the spot? No.
No.
Adrenaline rush? No. I remember having a great time.
Yeah.
But like,
I have to say as well, we had the podcast shouted out 3 times in the speeches.
I did mine, and when I was writing my speech, I wrote my speech quite a while ago, and the podcast wasn't in it. But recently, I thought I'll add it. And what really made me laugh is, again, we didn't do it. There's lots of elements of the wedding that were traditional, but there were some elements that weren't. So the speeches were a bit different. Hana did a speech, mentioned the podcast. The bridesmaid speech mentioned the podcast. I thought I'd get a little dig in. I was like, don't forget, if you've never watched it, you'll hear some stories like subscribe, download. And then in the secret speech, it was mentioned as well, which I thought was brilliant.
well, I mean, I wasn't even gonna do it, right? So I only wrote my speech about a week before the wedding, and I'd always planned to leave it to the end. And actually, like, it was just the most. I loved it, and the sort of feedback I was getting, and the standing ovation that I got. Just put it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever fucking had a standing ovation. I got all free speech. I'll take that. But I
certainly never got one of you welcome me.
I fucking beg to differ.
Or your conference speech.
Still fucking smash myself though every single time, and my reunions. Anyway, so yeah, when the podcasting only came up because we did the pre-wedding episode, didn't we? And obviously he didn't remember Buddha Bar, so loads of just saying to us, like, Jamie and Jen like listened to it on the way up. They took like a screenshot and shared it or whatever, and then Jamie was like, Buddha Bar. So I thought, I'm gonna fucking add this in. So that's the reason why I just spontaneously added it in, because of the pre-wedding app and the Buddha Bar thing. But I thought it was brilliant that everyone was mentioning it, because we need
But when you mentioned Buddha Bar as well, you can tell who watched the episode, because it was like, Buddha Bar, Buddha Bar. The banter going across, and then you get the one like.
But of course, we've got to get this pod promoted. I was very pleased the bridesmaids, Rob, and everyone did it, because, you know, we need to promote the pod. But it was brilliant, weren't we? We were like, subscribe, download. It's part of the wedding speeches, which again just links into like the light-hearted feel that we had across the weekend.
And again, it connects that humour, so people were taking the piss, they're going on about the podcast again. And then also with the actual seriousness and the emotion side of, we know how much this means to you guys. Like, people in the room recognise that this forum that you've created for people, for guests, ironically, again, like I said last time, some are complete strangers, but also people that you both know through your live.
Yeah.
You know, Jay Bladen, obviously Josh, people that have come on the pod who have...
Danny's on Monday.
Coming in soon.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what I also liked about it. It fitted. It wasn't a forced joke about the podcast. It was like, actually, there's the human. No, but that's what I mean. There's the humour of you lot never stop. You two never stop talking about it.
It made me laugh, because obviously I always think like you're kind of labelled through life, aren't you? You're either like Hannah the mom or like Hannah the rep. I've gone from like 1 minute someone calling me animal to Lucy's mate, Hannah's mate, who you do the podcast with. Like, do you know what I mean? And I sat down for the ceremony, and it was Claire who was sat next to me, and I just actually went, and she was like, hi. She's like, I know you. You're from the podcast. And she's like, I've been watching. Do you know what I mean? And then when I fell asleep on the sofa that first day, when I was trying to lying there, and someone said to obviously in the hay barn was like, "Who's on the sofa?" And Gaz was like, "It's the girl who does the podcast with Hannah." That's how I was getting referred to. Like,
Love that, though. I love
Podcast
it.
deals Susie on the sofa.
Take a picture, sell it to Beat Magazine.
It is
Sorry,
all those good bits like
Yeah.
of the speeches, of the emotion. Like I say, because my overwhelming emotion from the wedding, and when we went to Derbyshire for a few days afterwards and just kind of got away to the little log cabin and didn't do much and just chilled, I was reflecting a lot, and people did keep coming up to me saying how emotional the wedding was. Well, my overwhelming emotion was laughter. I don't think I stopped laughing. Obviously, it's clear there were parts of the wedding where I was crying. When Phoebe was mentioned, I got upset about like what the future holds for her and how amazing her life can be. And I really meant what I said in my speech, like the last part of my speech, where I was sort of saying, hopefully one day, if she's as lucky as we are, she can stand up in front of a room full of those people with whoever
Yeah.
her partner is, male, female, whatever, and say that she's cultivated a friendship group that's just as awesome as ours
Yeah.
and got a loving family like we do. And I think that for me was one of the parts that theme kept playing in my head every time I saw Phoebe, because Phoebe was on site Friday, Saturday, but on the Sunday, obviously, she was taken off site to
And
chill. And
she
she was so well
she was
behaved.
incredible.
Yeah.
Like when she
I just kept looking over her and thinking, like, I hope you one day have as much fun as I'm having at my wedding. I hope
Yeah. Has she turned around to either of you with like any highlights herself? You know, like about the wedding.
she's obsessed
every
with the
day
song.
we have to play the wedding
We have to play the
songs.
wedding play.
Oh,
Likes the 3 or 4 songs that were on rotation as me and her were getting mic'd up and doing the registrar bit pre-ceremony, to when the bridesmaids walk down the stairs, then Hannah, and then the playlist for going in and out of the venue, and also the Rihanna, the Calvin Harris song.
But
Those like six songs, and every single day, either on the drive to nursery
yeah,
or
at
just
home.
at home, she'll at least once, more often, multiple times
Yeah.
a day say, "Can you play me the songs?"
Yeah,
And
wedding
she's
oh,
she's like singing along to
and
them
today
now.
we were dancing in the kitchen. Like Rob took a
I
video.
put a video on
actually, yeah.
Instagram, yeah.
So she's got a little baby, and us 3 are dancing, and we're dancing to "I'm Still Into You." And then the other morning, I woke up to her
She was singing
singing.
it.
I woke up to my daughter singing the song that I walked down the stairs with. Like it was
And
incredible.
she also keeps saying, she just keeps saying, "Thank you for the wedding."
Yeah.
So
oh,
she not just to us, but like we went to Centre Parks the other day. My sister was there on holiday, and we took a day of annual leave. Took Phoebe, just get away for the day, go swimming, go through walking through the forest, etc. And we went there, and when she first saw my little sister again, she was like, "Thank you for coming to the wedding."
Yeah.
It's like she was like still in wedding mode 2
Yeah,
weeks
literally.
later.
I mean, she takes after to us, and she keeps saying all this PR stuff. She's going to be great saleswoman in the future.
No, she just,
Yeah.
I think it was a lot for her on the day, because it is. She's 3.5, so it's a lot for her. And the only time she got a tiny bit aggy was the Saturday night, and there was obviously a lot of confusion and bits when my uncle sadly became unwell, and there's things going on there. But apart from that little 20-minute period, he's fine now, by the way. But like it's
That's good
just
to
like
know.
that was a bit emotional because there was things going on, and she was a bit clingy, but it was bedtime for her. So, but like she stood. Looking at the footage that we've got from the videographer and the content creators, she stood by my side through that whole ceremony with 100 people sat in a big circular eye shape around her.
Twirling
And she was just
around.
dancing with a little Peppa Pig toy. She got Haribo. She was talking to the registrar. She got the microphone in the speeches. Like she was just genuinely living life. And when you talk to her about it now, she struggles. Obviously, she's 3.5, so she doesn't remember moments. But the things that she keeps asking for are linked to the emotions. So she's
Yeah.
repetition with the music. She constantly wants the wedding music being played, and like I say, just randomly saying to, "Thanks for the wedding."
Yeah, and like with the
To the
music,
wedding.
like she sits and like Rob said, she knows the lyrics. Like we were driving back from swimming today, and she was just like singing one of our
Yeah,
songs,
Wings by Birdie,
like,
wasn't it?
and you
Yeah.
just turn around and she just sat there, and you can just tell she's like remembering like what it's from, and it was the day that her mummy and daddy got married, and
And she loved her dresses as well. Like,
Yeah.
we gave her the 2 dresses, obviously day and night, a bit bougie. So she had like the
Yeah.
2 dresses. And yeah, overall, the Saturday was everything that we wanted it to be. It was emotional, but not on a boohoo level all day. People felt the love, which I genuinely felt on the Saturday as well. I felt like everybody that was there
yeah,
felt some kind of like love for each other, for
Yeah.
relationships of times gone by, for new
people kept saying that to me as
interaction.
well. Like, and we've been opening some of our wedding cards and gifts. We've still got a lot more to do.
I know,
We've got
apologies
delays.
for anyone that's
But
not got a
people are
thank
just
you.
writing in the cards like about the love and this, that, and the other. And then on the actual like day, like just constantly with the emotions, but also like there's so much love for you guys. Can you feel it? And we're just like, yeah, like, and the fact that other people could feel it, and they were like, you
Yeah.
two are just such a like well-loved couple. Like this is amazing.
Which is strange to hear.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
it's
like,
nice.
wow.
It's overwhelmingly nice. It's something you would never get sick of hearing. We're never going to experience a 2 or 3 days where people tell us how much they love us that much, I think,
Yeah.
ever again. People will do it individually, but that is a very surreal feeling. And I guess people who have been married before, or friends and family that of ours that are already married, may have felt similar,
Yeah.
probably have felt similar thing. But I found that it wasn't strange is the wrong word. Uncomfortable is definitely the wrong word.
Just surreal.
Surreal. The amount of outpouring of love where people start saying how much love they've got for the situation, for the relationship. Because obviously we know like we spoke about in the previous episode, like we know the sometimes not so nice bits of a 15-year relationship, because it isn't all little bunnies jumping through the forest and big sparkly rainbows. You know, there's things that go wrong, there's rows, there's arguments, there's sparks that are missed.
External
But
factors
there's
that put a lot
external
of pressure
issues,
on
real
the
life
relationship,
issues,
yeah.
people's health, people's concerns with family members, etc. It's life, isn't it? That's real life.
Mm.
But then to have those 3 days where it did feel like everyone was constantly in a good space, that was so nice for us.
Yeah.
So nice.
And I was never going to get bored of people telling me like how nice my dress was. And honestly, like I just wanted to record everyone saying it, and I would just sit here and listen to it in the bath. Like honestly, it was amazing. And I think when like my personality naturally, I'm an overthinker, I'm a worrier. So when you're hearing those lovely compliments constantly, you almost feel like they're not talking to you. And I'm just a bit like, who are they saying that to? Because, you know, and I was trying to just take it all in, and I got quite good at it by day 2. I wanted to embrace those feelings of people saying that to me, because like Rob said, we ain't going to get that again, and nor should we. You know, that was our weekend, and you know, and even if people didn't think it, they were saying it. But I think, like you said, the energy was high, so I think it was good.
And one thing I do want to bring up, because obviously, I mean, I don't know if there's any other unexpected surprises what happened to you, Hannah, but obviously there was things that you did different. Rob didn't have a best man, he had Phoebe, and you did surprise him, well, with the bridesmaids as well, didn't you, to kind of have that experience of the best man speech when he wasn't yeah, so tell us more about that for everyone who wasn't there.
So yeah, essentially, like Rob and I always march to the beat of our own drum, like we always have done, and I think we always will do, and that allows us to create such things as wedding weekends and things that we want to do and whatever. Anyway, same as Rob, he didn't want a best man, he didn't want a groom's party, and that's completely
Can I explain
fine.
why?
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just think
okay.
it might be good to explain why. It's really weird though. So I chose to have my daughter, and I said this in my speech, Luce, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
I've got such a great friendship group of people, groups, plural, of people, that it would be unjust for me to select 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 and say, you are the best 4 people I know and you're the closest 4 people to me. Again, nothing against those people who've had a best friend since they were 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years old and that are thick as thieves, like an Ant and Dec style scenario where,
Yeah.
you know, that must be amazing to have. But where I am lucky is I have that, but I have that with 5 or 6 different groups. And we spoke about in the previous episode the different places we've worked and places we've been, and the ability to move from friendship group to friendship group whilst transient, whilst remaining still very close to people. So I've got my group of friends that I went to comprehensive school, secondary school with, and I still speak to them. They were at the wedding. They got a shout out in my speech. I've got my university friends. They were a different group of people that I had 5, 6, 7, 8 years of really core experience with. Then you've got the decade that I was overseas. So just me, the way I'm wired up, I was like, I'm not picking one person or one person from each group to like represent that group. It feels very off for me. So I thought my daughter is my best friend. I want her to be my best man, to represent me as like at the wedding, hold the rings, have all the symbolic elements of being a best man. But obviously she can't do a speech. So I didn't want a best man speech. So when we were planning it, Hannah said she was going to do a speech instead of her dad because her dad wanted to do the dance. I said, well, I'll dance with Phoebe as the first dance of the wedding anyway. And we arranged all that. And then I said, so if you do a speech, I do a speech, and then the bridesmaids do a speech. That's like replaced as the best man speech. So yeah, so I just wanted to explain why I didn't have a groom's party.
No, it makes sense. And I think again that's what I was alluding to. Like you do you, hun. You know, literally like you don't change for anyone, and nor should you. There's obviously compromise with all relationships, but in general, I was never gonna force him to have a best man or a groom's party, or same with the ring. He didn't want a ring,
Yeah.
spoke of that in the ceremony because, again, let's put some humour to it. Like it's fun, right? He shouldn't do anything he doesn't want to do. Like same with his attire. Like he ended up going for a really comfortable suit in the end, but at one point he wasn't going to wear a suit. I don't give a fuck about that. You do whatever you want to do. Like I'm
I
not
wanted
with
to
you.
dress like I'm dressed tonight.
Where's Wally?
There's Wally.
But like, I'm like marrying you as a person. Like, do you know what I mean? And I think that's what you appreciate about me, that I'm very much like chilled about that. So anyway, so we were going to have that. I was never going to force it, but I had an idea. And actually I was, originally I was with Harriet, Vicky and Harriet's husband, Sam. And I was at their apartment and Sam was asking about the groom's party and whatnot. I was like, oh, no, he's not going to have one. And then they were like, oh, what about the speech? I was like, I know, it'd be good to like have something like that. And then I think Sam and Harriet can come on here and argue themselves if they want, but one of them mentioned about doing some kind of like flash mob speech. And then between me, Harriet, Vicky and Sam, we were like, oh my God. And then like the idea just evolved. And then I just sat with it for months and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, because if this doesn't go to plan, I might get divorced an hour after I've got married. Like literally, this is a risk, because I know also what Rob's like is similar to me. Again, that control freak element. We've got that OCD. We want to make sure everything is like perfect. And this was a massive thing to do, to slot into our wedding breakfast for him to have no idea about. But the flip side was like, but imagine him sitting there and hearing like 8 or 9 people, friends and family, give the most amazing testimonial about him. Do you know what I mean?
What I liked,
go on.
I was going to say what I liked is my speech was before. So I had picked on certain tables and certain groups and made a joke.
Yeah.
I had done that. Well, because I haven't got a best man, I'll be the best man for myself, because Phoebe can't do it. So I'm just going to tell stories about all of you. And the same people stood up and put a different twist on the same stories, which I really liked. And that wasn't done by planning. So they had no idea that I was going to talk about some of those elements.
Yeah.
And then like John, Lee, OG, then when they stood up, they delivered bits about the same stories, which I thought was perfect. And I've not watched them all back full yet. We've got the content, and I can't wait to sit and watch my speech and then theirs back to back.
And take it all in properly. But no, I was going to say, it wasn't mentioned on your reading, Hannah, but when me and Spud got off, when he kept me on the phone for like 3 hours afterwards, he said to me, and I was like, that's bollocks. But it's just come back to me when you said the word flash mob. He goes, I had something like they were going to have. And what I described, what was in my head, you work in Gran Canaria, you have garbos.
Yes.
And people would stand up and sing. I went, that's totally not Hannah and Rob. That's dead cheesy. But you must have been seeing from the speeches.
Shout out again to Spud and his readings. Everyone booked one. It was incredible. My friend Mariella's booked one in, didn't she? I messaged you being like this. Anyway, thank you so much, Spud. That was so good. We did like a flash mob secret speech. But yeah, like the organisation of that was stressful on top of everything else that like we were planning. And like we were chatting to Danny about a month before. So I was told all the suppliers, obviously. I was like, keep this a secret. Anyway, we were chatting to Danny about the schedule. He's like, oh, send me the schedule as we're talking now. So I got it up. And obviously I got the one that says secret speech in, because Danny needs to know for the music and this, that and the other. Anyway, so we were chatting away and I sent it. And then randomly Rob went, let me have a look. Even though I'd been sending it to him before and we've been amending it together. Like
I just for some reason, I just felt like I'd not seen the newest version.
I was like,
so talking, I was like, have you got a new version of this
yeah, I'll send
schedule that I've just not seen?
But I sent it to Danny, and then Rob went, let me have a look. And I went to grab my phone, and I literally got my phone, stood up, walked to the other end of the kitchen. Rob was like, what are you doing?
I was literally like, why are you being so sketchy?
We had like a bit of a bicker whilst Danny obviously was on the phone. But then obviously, like, I had to delete the message. I've sent the wrong one. I was like fucking panicking.
Yeah. And then I sat down and I was like to Danny, the wedding fucking planners sending her insane. I was like, she's fucking carrying on over there. She's got a phone. She's fucked off to the other room. I said, she's losing her bloody mind,
so
mate.
Then I had to resend it, delete secret speech. My hand was shaking. So then, like, 2 minutes later, we then like went back to the conversation, hung up, and I messaged Danny straight away saying, fuck, that was close. He was like, oh my God, mate, I felt for you. I was like, did you know what was going on? He was like, straight away. So obviously he was like,
and I was just sat here in my own kitchen thinking, the fuck's she been weird for? Like, it's the schedule, just send me a copy. Like, and I've got loads of copies of it, but the way her and Danny were talking was like something had changed. So I was like, Well, if you've just changed like the time of a speech by
Oh,
5
I'm
minutes, I don't
so
give a
stressed
shit.
out.
Like, to
If
10.
you weren't getting married, you think they're having an affair.
Honestly,
You can't see my phone. You can't do this. I'm being dead sketchy.
More like, I was just like, just fucking send it, you mad cow. Like, what are you doing?
it was.
What's the problem?
Yes,
Oh,
send the fucking schedule,
but
mate.
do you know what?
I'm
Like,
going to be there in 3 days. It was like on
it
Wednesday
was a
before
week,
we were there. Like,
about a week
so I
beforehand.
was like, I'm going to be there with you in like 4 or 5 days.
But
Just send me the fucking schedule.
honestly, like that though, like was gonna send me west because, like we said, obviously it's stressful wedding planning. But I tell you what, like it was stressful for like the 18 months, but it would go like this, and you'd have like a couple of months where you'd have the odd thing that you're doing. The last 6 months, and especially the last couple of months, I've not felt like anxiety sort of as strong as I did in the last couple of months in terms of going to bed and feeling like my heart was
Yeah, but
gonna
we
hold
did that
the
to
day, you know?
ourselves. There's elements where you plan something this big and you think you've bitten off more you can chew. I'm sure there's a lot of venues that would plan this for you. Maybe not with the same customizable elements and the same using your friends as suppliers, which is why we did it and we loved it. But we did bite off. If you look at it like from that perspective, because the venue had like your trade barn were brilliant, but we said to them, we want to control accommodation because we needed to know that everyone that we wanted on site would fit. And if people were just phoning up and booking their own accoms, and we priced it so that everyone would get a fair price for the rooms, because
Yeah.
you take every bed on site, rooms become cheaper. If you start to have like, oh, it's a 12 bedder,
But only
but
six
only
people
six
are in
people have
it.
booked it, then everybody else's prices go up. So it's dynamically priced. You're like, right. So we're trying to make,
Right.
and all of those elements you take on yourself. So when people are like, you know, dropping out, or there's a slight change, or there's this, that, and the other,
It
you
just
just start to
it
get
took it.
panicked.
The
Like,
whole wedding just took its toll, but that's understandable because
it's worth it, though.
obviously, yeah, and like me and Emma, because obviously Emma and Keely had got married just 6 months before, so in tandem it was great because obviously we were like sharing the sort of like stresses. But Emma like said the same thing. She was like, towards the end, it is like something else. And I've obviously had anxiety and stuff for different things over the years. But I remember being in bed and I thought like I was gonna have a fucking panic attack because my head was so full and my lists were endless. And I'm bad with to-do list anyway for my life admin, but I had that element still.
Stop.
So I had like
Stop.
full-time work, Phoebe, the house, like the pod, obviously, which is amazing, but obviously then normal life admin, then wedding, then social plans, then just trying to keep up to date with family and then try and be a good friend. Honestly, it absolutely was completely worth it. But up until that point, that wedding schedule thing that happened with Danny, I thought I'm gonna have a fucking nervous breakdown. All I wanted to do is give him a secret speed, and
It worked. Listen, everything worked. It's easy to say hindsight. Everything worked out well. Like, there wasn't an element of the weekend, so to speak, apart from little things like the tablecloths weren't really right on the Thursday. We had to get them changed, but not a massive thing. We got them swapped. And then there's little bits on the weekend itself where you're like, oh, actually, that didn't work out. Maybe like this, the take a shop to find your seat thing. There was a bit of miscommunication with the venue about who should be giving those out, and people were just picking up random bottles because everyone had had a drink by then.
they ran out of bloody
And they ran out. So some people got slightly more liqueur than
Yeah,
others.
well, we were on about that because I think I had half for one. There was a few people, but then I think like I don't know if Basher or then Charlie had a full one. I'm like, I did just give half to the ones who drink a lot. And I'm sure Rob said blame Hannah, she's done it.
When you look at the overall picture, though, like from our perspective anyway, all of that just goes away because it was so...
Oh,
No, I mean, even from the planning,
Yeah.
Hannah talked about the anxiety and the stress. We spoke about it in the last episode, but we knew it would be worth.
I
I'm back in the room. I'm back.
I think the take a shot to find your spot again, like all these little elements we wanted to do just a bit different. And we love that idea where you're not going to look at a table plan, you're going to have to find.
I thought that was great.
And
Then
then
I was looking before everyone even got there because obviously I walked past it in the morning.
Yeah.
And I can remember shouting to Andy, yours is at the front, because I seen where his was, but I didn't know where mine was. But on that, I want to know now, because obviously in the original episode, pre-wedding, it was something about the favours. So can you just like describe, just reveal, that's not the word, but I don't know, reveal, that's the word I'm looking for, what Rob wanted to change them to.
Nothing.
And obviously for our listeners, what we're,
I just added over. No, so I've been to lots of weddings where you don't get favors because
yeah.
they are outdated. I've also been to a lot of weddings where you get lovely keepsakes that don't have to break the bank. It could be Emma and Keely's was very nice, the little key, and you got little memories of things. But quite often, more often than not, most wedding favors are not, people just don't, they leave them on the table, they don't take them with them. Not many people utilize them. And we had planned, as Hannah said in the previous episode, we definitely agreed that's what we should do. A nice Polaroid of the person with a scratch card underneath, and then you've got the quiz thing
The
about
words
the
wisdom,
wisdom that people should fill out. And just randomly, sort of a week before the wedding, I think what happened was I'd been in the local shop up the road, and I'd seen like your average Joe from, they're down the council estate, just come in and go, I want a scratch card, please, mate. And my brain just flipped into, that's really cheap. That looks like really cheap what we've done. Like just giving someone like a £1 scratch card on their table. Like I just had this overwhelming panic. So I just said to Hannah, like, I didn't mean it to come across in any way. I was just like, Polaroid, yeah, words of wisdom, yeah. Let's just knock the scratch cards on the head. Like we'd already bought them, but I was like,
something.
no, but I did say we could even
knock him on the head all the time, an evening in scratching. I remember saying to Ali, I was like, I'm not doing mine now. What if I win like 10 grand?
But no, you could like, and so I was like, because Hannah was darting out the door, so I'd said it at the wrong time. We were walking low-key and everything. It was big. I should have probably waited till the evening just because did it properly. But what I meant was either let's just fuck them off and not do them. So just use the Polaroid and words of wisdom. But I didn't articulate that very well. I just was like, scrap the wedding favors, or change them to something else, not something else worth the value of £1. But I was like, we can think of something in the next week, and I can go and get the whatever it is sorted.
I get you.
I just had a real random pang of anxiety is the wrong word, of like just overwhelming sense of guests are going to think that that's cheap. Like I don't know why. I don't know where it came from.
What is the feeling? What did you think of the scratch cards?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I just didn't dare do it in case I won, but I didn't. I did it like the other day. And it's funny you say about favours, because I was having a rid out of my drawers the other day, and I was eating the love hearts from Phoebe's baby shower. I still got it with her name on and stuff. I still got the little bag, and I was like, I'm going to eat these love hearts now, I?
Wedding favours being used, but I just had a real pang of it just came out of nowhere. And in the middle of like 2 weeks before the wedding, and I just got this overwhelming sense of, people are going to think this is fucking cheap. Like, why?
But I think the way that we like decorated the tables and stuff, like you couldn't see them at first. You had to sort of open, like get your
And we'd also, there's little things that even went wrong with that. So like we were supposed to display them in these nice little like purpose-made envelope things, but on the day when we were trying to get those in, they wouldn't fit. The envelopes wouldn't close. The way we positioned the Polaroids originally were in these nice little holders, but they when we put one in, they just kept falling over, so it would have looked crap. So we were like, right, if we put them on the place setting with the Polaroid and then hide the scratch card underneath Polaroid, and then it just, all the kind of fears I had like washed away. It was like, they're okay now.
But there are loads of little things like that. Like one of our vases didn't get put together, it was broken, and all these things you can't really figure out until you're there. So like me and Emily were getting everything, we were ordering everything with my office was fucking full. Oh, we'll get that. But then when you're there and she's putting things up, some stuff doesn't get used.
Less is more.
Yeah, that venue definitely
less is more. We bought way too much shit. We didn't need.
We didn't.
You did? How much of it got used? There's loads of shit we didn't use.
Babe, most of it got used. Apart from what
bollocks. She's got an office that looks like a Temu warehouse upstairs.
Like, you know what I mean? They're like those little clips that Rob just, we didn't know they weren't going to work. I did test one. It worked fine. But then for some reason that weekend, so all this stress, you get that layered on as well. Do you know what I mean? And then also for some reason, then I keep getting frustrated with myself about this. Like these little things that no one else will notice, but that I do. So Phoebe, hates having her hair brushed, done. It is feral every day. If I get it up in bunches, we're on for a winner. Anyway, bought her this lovely little flower crown as you saw in the ceremony.
Yeah.
And I got the hairstylist to like, you know, do a bit of a wave. I probably should have articulated a bit more what I wanted, but like it looked lovely, put the flower crown in. Anyway, I just completely forgot that she would not fucking keep a flower crown in.
The ceremony was done.
It's like she's got it in for a few pictures and she's got it in for the ceremony, but the rest of the fucking day, her hair looks like it's been dragged through a bush backwards.
But she's also a kid, so like she was around with her cousins, she was playing, she was like in and out of people's arms, like it.
But
really
I wish I had just got like some braids or something. I don't know. Again, I'm going to call it wedding brain. It was so full that I just thought flower crown, hair down, fine. But for any brides to be who's got kids as part of the wedding, get them to have a proper hairstyle because they'll look back at pictures and she literally just looks like fucking haggard.
The
But then
thing though is, you've got that crown in and it was pinned into that braid, and she's ripped that off. It might have even looked a bigger mess, like
Yeah,
bits
that's what
sticking out and all that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
After the ceremony, she just went, "Daddy," and I said, "Oh no, you need to leave that in." She'd already pulled it out, and where it
Yeah.
had been clipped in, it just ripped her hair out. Like, so she looked like
we placed it on her head like a fucking bird's nest for the pictures.
she looked fine. She
And then
looked great.
luckily that evening though, Kelsey did put a couple of plaits in for her outfit change. But I keep just laughing to myself being like, but that's how she has her hair. When I look back at this, when she was 3, all she wanted it was down and not brushed. So it's kind of like her, you know, young,
Yeah.
wild and 3.
Yeah, literally. One thing I was going to pick up, I know I've got a moment I want to bring up what I visually remember, but was there any, I don't know, I think it's going to be hard. It was a 3-day wedding, but anything that stands out to you that surprised you about the wedding, 10-second moment you could relive, any moment that felt bigger than that should have been than you expected?
Mine's the ceremony. I didn't think it was going to be as fun, as light-hearted, and as emotional. Like I said, you can see in the footage, like when I could get to Rob, I remember in my head thinking, I just need to get to him. I just need to. And then when I saw him crying, like I just broke down because I didn't want to see him crying. I was like, not sad for him, but that emotion, like, leapt into me, and then I just wanted to like hold him. And you'll see, like we kissed like straight away. We literally kissed and hugged straight away. And I think that was unexpected to see how emotional he was straight away. And I think the fact that Phoebe just stayed by our side the whole time, that was just amazing, because she could have sat with anyone. She knew so many people. She's a very social, confident little girl, but I think it's a testament to Rob and I as her parents that she just wanted to stay with us. She just wanted to be with us, which I love. And then, like I said, the humour and the lightheartedness of the ceremony, it was emotional, but it was laughter, it was joyful, but it was teary in the best possible way. And, you know, the vows, we wrote our own vows, which again, we knew we were doing, but again, we didn't realise sort of the reaction. And being in that room, that barn is massive. And we knew that we wanted to kind of fill it and make it look like it wasn't too big, but actually the energy, the atmosphere, the love, the emotion, the humour, and the way that obviously the room is anyway, with the beautiful lights and the barn feel and the bit of decor we put around the flowers, it just was amazing. The ceremony to me was a surprise, but in the most great, like, amazing way. And I always knew it'd be lovely, but I didn't know it'd be that incredible. Do you know what I mean?
And what about you, Rob?
The weekend, like, I just think the whole thing was customized to what we wanted to be. It was customized. It was personable. There was so much love and just general good vibes. I laughed so much, and I walked around that site, and I just wanted to feel like I was on holiday with my family and friends, and that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
It felt like I was on holiday with my mates from school, with my mates from uni, with my mates from overseas, with my mates from far away, with Hannah's bridesmaids, husbands, with just everyone that we know and love, family. You know, it was so
Like a dream, really, isn't it? To put all those people in one
it
place.
was just like I was on a 3-day holiday, and from the moment we got there on the Friday morning to setting up with Emily to the Monday morning, saying goodbye, packing down and leaving, like,
Well, I was
sort
a
of
mess Monday.
really on Monday, trying to get everything sorted. Everything in between was brilliant. The fact that there was a ceremony and live comedy and a silent disco and live band and music and a wedding breakfast and food and all the rest of it is brilliant.
Yeah.
But even subtle moments, like on the Saturday night when everything had closed off at midnight and you're walking back through the venue, I've called into quite a few different houses. People were
some
stood up
house
drinking in
parties.
the kitchens. People were saying how much they enjoyed the day. People were talking about what they wanted to do on the Sunday. And then on the Sunday night as well, obviously that closed up and it was a big party on the Sunday night. And it was just
Oh, yes.
like, yeah, just everything about the whole weekend was phenomenal for me.
And when we were like debriefing ourselves on our mini moon, we were like saying, like, well, I asked Rob what his top 5 moments were about 10 times.
different times.
And we were just talking about it. So we'll reveal those in a minute.
Oh, I can't remember the 5 specific that I told you.
Well,
The whole thing was amazing.
I think now. But like, obviously, we haven't even like talked about Sunday really, but the after parties that you've just alluded to, again, was something that we really wanted to make sure we had vibe-wise. And there was after parties on Friday, after parties on Saturday, which me and you went to on the Saturday, after party on the Sunday, which we went to, and I didn't even...
I went to a few different ones.
Yeah.
Called in loads of different cottage and just helped myself to a beer. It was lovely.
It was I didn't even get to bed until 4:30 on the Monday morning because me, Ryan, and Tara were in the hot tub drinking gin juices, and I didn't want the wedding to end. And I remember thinking it was like, and I was sat obviously with Basha was at the kitchen table as well. Jen, Jamie, I think you was there for a bit, weren't you as well?
Not on Sunday. No, me and Andy.
Weren't you?
Saturday, I was there.
But it was like, you know, when we used to do day sessions overseas and you'd start at like midday and you would literally not want it to end and you would go right through to like 2 a.m. You'd get like drunk, sober. And you didn't want it to end because it was just the most amazing day. That's what it felt like to me on the Sunday. After obviously we had done the day on the Sunday, the comedy, the silent disco, which was just incredible, and everything that was going on with like the DJ sets. And then we went back to the hay barn, and then I just carried on, and I didn't want it to stop because I was like, the minute I go to bed, this is all over, and I'm having the most incredible time, and this is one of the best weekends of my life. I've got to keep it going. And luckily, I had Ryan and Tara sat in the hot tub with me to keep it going. And then eventually got back to our apartment. He was obviously sparkoed. And then the Monday, I was like a zombie. I didn't have a clue what I was doing, did I? I was just walking around in my dressing gown around the venue. Rob was like trying to clear up, and I just...
Well, you got
no idea.
I had to pack these out because I had to get off to go get Phoebe. I had to go back and grab everything from Phoebe's and everything. So I was up. I called it a night about 1:30, I think, on the Sunday into the Monday morning. But that was on the back of, 2 o'clock the night before, 1 o'clock the night before.
Yeah.
It was just like, it's not even the fact that it was like late night parties or anything, just the whole experience.
Yeah.
The mornings, like Sunday morning, I had a beer in the jacuzzi with Ben, Christy, and Matt Alexander. We were in the top there. They had the jacuzzi pool that overlooked whilst you guys were yoga. And I just got a chance to sit and have 20 minutes with them and talk about career and life and where they are and what's going on in the world and how they are and things like that. And I went round to the bridesmaids whilst the bridesmaids were all sort of getting busy, getting ready. And I went in the jacuzzi with their husbands. There was like 6 of us in there, cracked a beer open. Everyone was just having a laugh, like being able to mooch about, coming and seeing you guys in the hay barn and yeah,
but like
nice.
even with the yoga, like obviously I'd asked Ali to do the yoga. I said, like, do you mind doing a session? And I said to her, I don't care if it's just me and you or if it's 16 people. I'll put it out to everyone. It's complimentary and we'll go from there. And obviously I said I want to do it in the bandstand, and she was like, "No, I don't know about the bandstand." And obviously that morning I was like, "Ali, bandstand." And I kept saying to everyone, there's 5 of us in the end, and then like at the end, Ali was like, "Oh my god, yeah, this was like the best place to do it. It was blue skies, wasn't it? Like it was amazing." And even like having yoga on the Sunday morning, I knew I wanted to do that because I wanted to like reset and get ready for the Sunday. But I just didn't know I'd be so fucking hungover. I thought I wasn't going to drink as much on the Saturday, but it was shots. I was getting bought shots everywhere I looked on the Saturday. And on the Saturday or the Sunday, then we obviously got ready, and the after party started at 3, didn't it? Which was lovely because we wanted people to enjoy their accommodation on Sunday as well. We didn't want people to have to get up quickly, have some breakfast, get somewhere for midday, and then people
went off site. Some people went off site and had lunch, came back. Other people cooked in their apartments. Other people just lay in bed all morning. People do what they want to do. Go went for walks around the lake.
We started like slightly late, and just we haven't mentioned it yet. And if we do the top 5, this is in it. But I loved our wedding breakfast entrance, and then we didn't plan the Sunday entrance. But Rob came up to see me in my dress because we were all a little bit delayed. And then like it was like, oh yeah, fuck it, let's have the bridesmaids go down first again, and let's and that wasn't planned, was it? And then
I just mic'd that. I was like, I'll just mic it. I'll intro you. The bridesmaids come down again. You come down because there was some people came just for Sunday.
Yeah.
They came on site. They hadn't seen Hana. Hana got a new dress. I was wearing the same suit, but just different shirt, different tie. Like, I'd accessorized it differently, but I'd said hello to all those guests whilst Hana was getting ready. So I was like, there's no point me walking down. I've seen them all in the bar. I may as well mic it, introduce you. And then because the comedy was kind of starting and the little recap video we did.
Yeah, did you like?
Yeah, like that.
Comments like that. We didn't know how that would go down. Yeah. We didn't want it to be kind of a bit like people saying to people, "Here's what you could have won. You weren't here yesterday," but so because the Sunday was our evening do, in essence, we like wanted a recap, and the little content reel that highlighted what had gone on Saturday. So many guests that were Sunday only guests came up to us and said, that was brilliant, like really good to see, really good to understand the emotions of yesterday, and today's like party time. Like, it was really good.
And shout out to obviously Deborah, our content creator, who knocked that up in 24 hours. Because again, when we hired her, we said that as part of our brief. We were like, we also want a highlight video ready for Sunday, and she was like, I can get you something knocked up, and it was amazing. And then again, Danny helped put that together, and it was just amazing. And obviously we didn't know how well Saturday was going to go, and again, Saturday night was amazing with the band and everything, and then she knocked that up, and we sat and we were crying again, like watching it.
The whole thing. But again, the crying is not the overwhelming emotion for me that comes out when you look at the pictures and you look at the content. Yes, people got upset at certain times, myself, you, everyone, guests, family, laughter, everyone is laughing. Like,
but it's the happiness even from the tears, isn't it? Because I know one moment that sticks out for me, and it's when on the Saturday night, and I do apologise because I asked Danny to put Chasing Cars on. He's like, I'm doing that tomorrow. Me and Danny were like, oh, don't spoil it then. Do it tomorrow. Do what you feel like. And then he obviously put it on. And I know I was near you, Rob, and Hannah was just below. And obviously Jade's got it on video. She's put it on our head. And you can just feel the emotion, like Hannah's crying. But then afterwards, I can remember obviously getting up and I was sat down on my chair again because everyone kept looking after me. But I can remember Hannah, it was like, I don't know, maybe I was that drunk, but it was like there was like a halo around you two. And Hannah was just on the floor, her hand going up, and then you just picked her up, and it was like you two were just in that moment. Like, I was like, and I can remember Hannah going, I had a moment, I felt something. I was like, I saw it. And I don't know if you even remember that, Hannah, if you were that drunk, but I was like, I did it, I saw.
I do, and I'm hoping he excellently remembers this bit. No,
I remember the whole wedding weekend. It's only pretend sparks that I don't remember.
It was, again, an out-of-body experience. It was that connection, and I felt that at certain moments throughout the whole wedding, like ceremony being one, the Chasing Cars moment, and it was so strong. It was like there was this fucking awe between us, like it was mad. And the fact that you felt that as well, and then Jake,
I wish I got my camera, but I probably wouldn't have seen what I saw in my naked eye. But do you know what I mean? I was like, wow.
A lot of the wedding weekend, I'm glad someone else was capturing it, because I remember things through my eyes and my ears that I heard and saw over those 3 days. Little subtle things that you hear around the venue or conversations people are having that you can't replace how they make you feel. And if someone filmed or took a picture of them, it wouldn't be the same. Like, but I know that they're like in here, so I would cherish those little intricate conversations and those side conversations where people would pull me aside, or I would pull people aside and say, you mean this to me, and thank you for coming. And
we had a head bopping kittens moment. Remember that on the Sunday?
Kittens. I had some good. It was a really good time, because we had the comedians and then the silent disco, and there was that lovely bit of time when people could eat the gyros, so the food was out. That was really nice, because I felt like a bit of a calm for an hour. But again, it didn't feel too long. It didn't feel too short. It didn't feel rushed. But I was organically able to just go and have conversations with people.
Well, I fucking couldn't, because I lost my voice. And if anyone has listened to the clip of me and Lucy saying our intro,
that's funny.
That's what I sounded like all day on Sunday. And I was gutted. And my work friend Luke, literally when he came, and I was like, he was like, this is killing you, isn't it? You fucking can't speak. This must be awful. I was like, this is awful. I can't fucking speak. Oh, and it was so draining. It was like, honestly, it was so mad. I was so mad because I couldn't speak to my guests, and it was so draining. But I got silent disco and I got on a mic, and it started to come back again. I was like, the mic is just my saviour. But yeah, no, the filming of it from everyone else, and shout out to all the fucking guests, because I am normally the one that films and takes pictures of everything, because that's just my fucking love language. I take pictures and film everything. But everyone did such a solid. The amount of pictures and videos we've been sent separately from our friends and family is just.
Although I've not seen this Chasing Cars.
You have, I've sent it to you.
Oh, can you send it again?
That was great.
Yeah, but you send that much content. Maybe send it, highlight that.
But honestly, there's like, I can't wait to just
Where did you send it now?
Messenger. WhatsApp. I sent it to you WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
But yeah, honestly, it was just, I can't describe how incredible the weekend was. And to quote Abby Clancy, I always just keep calling it incredible, because there is no better word, because it was just the most amazing weekend.
Perfect.
And I will do my top 5. before we clock off. So this is in no particular order. I feel like I'm on the X Factor, you know.
Yeah.
The thing is, so silent disco. Although on the Monday, I went round to the hay barn and I was sat with like Jamie and everyone. And the first thing I said about the weekend, I think Jamie said like, "Oh, what an amazing weekend! What have you enjoyed the most?" Silent disco, and he was like, "You know, I have everything." I was like, "But it was immense, to be fair." Ran over to Danny and we did start it a little bit earlier because everyone had eaten their gear off and I felt like we needed a gear shift. So I was like, let's just fucking get silent disco on the go.
I had to mic an intro of that as well, which I think worked well.
Yeah.
It allowed us to share that a little bit for sure. And then silent disco, the ceremony. I loved our wedding breakfast entrance with Calvin Harris and Rihanna playing.
Yeah.
Again, the energy, the
that was
vibe.
probably the most energy I've felt in a room in a very long time. Like the ceremony is a different kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But walking into the wedding breakfast, we'd already been in and get Phoebe sat down, and then we went outside, and then when Danny put the song on and we walked in, like all you guys, everyone there was just going crackers, mate. I guess
napkins were going, weren't they?
I ever feel, I guess, to like a pop star coming out on a stage because that honestly the energy is undescribable. I've seen a few videos back of it and they all look phenomenal, and you can see me and Hannah like grinning like Cheshire cats, but the internal feeling, the chest pounding feeling of like the energy in that room is hard to describe. Like that is in my top 5. I know I've not done mine yet, but that is in my top 5.
Like
the entrance into the wedding breakfast was
and
phenomenal.
it felt like it was gone in a moment, but also felt like it was forever. Like, do you know what I mean? It felt like, and that was the whole weekend, to be honest. Everyone always says like your wedding day goes so fast, and again,
I don't
the
think it did. I think the weekend was paced.
That's what I'm saying. It did. It was paced so lovely, and I don't feel like it was blink and you miss it. I'm like, no, and that's because we did a 3-day. Do you know what I mean? So Saturday was kind of getting to the end, and after this, we did the desserts. I knew I had Secret Speech coming, and in my head I was like, "We still got a fucking band, and we still got Danny's DJ set, and we're only on 6 o'clock, and then we've still got tomorrow." I remember thinking that. Do you know what I mean? Another like moment for me was just in general the dance floor. Like Danny did smash it with the music, and I was just on that dance floor all the time. I remember just bobbing through tables, being like, hi, 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 and just heading to the dance floor as much as I could. And obviously with Tammy's set as well, singing like Mercy with her. So like the dance floor element, the music is like number 4, just in general. And then number 5, I think it's not really a moment. It was just more just seeing, again, like I said right at the start, everyone that I love in one place, and wherever I turned, I was going to speak to one of my best friends or going to speak to one of my family members. And yes, it was quick flitting conversations, but it was like everywhere I turned. Actually, I need to do a 6th. The getting ready bridal suite on the Saturday morning. Yeah. Definitely that is up there, because again, it was just really lovely pace, chilled, humorous, emotional, all at once, and it was just amazing. So yeah, that's my 6, and 2 of them are vibey, but then I had 4 specifics. Anyway, yours?
The wedding breakfast entrance was probably one of them again. I think I've just said the energy there was unmatched. Phoebe grabbing the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Completely unscripted and just thanking guests for coming during the speeches. Just before the speeches started, we were just chatting away and I'm chatting to her, and then she says like, "Mummy," and then I'm going like, "Oh, Mummy's just about to start talking." And then Hannah just goes, "Oh, what do you want to say?" And then Phoebe just went, grabbed the mic, was like, "Thank you for coming to the wedding." And we want that soundbite. If I could bottle that soundbite up, we've got it. It was recorded, so thankfully that's been captured. If I could just bottle the feeling of
that's literally cue text message. That needs to be your new text message.
That was phenomenal. I remember saying on the pre-wedding pod that we did, and Hannah's kind of just stole my thunder a bit, but I did speak about that on the pre-wedding pod about being able to look around the room and see nothing but friends and family and people that I love with smiles on their faces, drinking, laughing, having a great time in their own world, in their own space with people that they maybe have just met or they've known for 15, 20 years. And that I saw every single place around the wedding. One of my other memories is not going to be mine actually, is I am loving the random stories that
Yeah.
people are coming out with for times that me and Hannah weren't there.
Yeah.
So things that have happened to them, either in their accommodations, in the bar, in the dance floor, that we didn't witness, and it maybe
Yeah.
hasn't been captured, but they've got those memories. So people telling us the stories of what happened with them, that for me is priceless as well, because when you go to weddings, you know yourself, that's what happens. You have moments with your partner or your little table or your little friendship group, things that are said that don't make it to the wider audience. That for me is brilliant. So yeah, I don't really have a 5. I think just the overall, I cannot express how, like we kept saying when we went on our little mini honeymoon thing to Derbyshire for a few days straight after, we just kept saying to each other, like, we pulled it off.
Yeah.
We managed it.
Yeah.
And I feel proud, like, to marry you. Obviously, it's brilliant that we were able to tie the knot after been so long together, but been proud to put on an event that people feel honoured and happy to have attended. There's no better feeling than that
No.
for me. Like people saying to us, like,
It's the
we're
best
so
wedding we've ever
honoured. And I'm
been
like,
to.
why
We're
would you
like,
be honoured by us? We're just fucking
yeah,
qualies. Like,
it
it's our privilege that you came. It's not
Oh,
your privilege that you attended ours. Like, we're some kind of royalty that have got an exclusive guest list of people. Like, you are a key part of why we are together in terms of memories that we've made or places we've travelled or countries, or all 130 people on the Sunday and 90 on the Saturday. Without all those people in that room, they make up what me and Hannah are.
Yeah.
And without
mm.
them, you and everyone else, there is no me and Hannah.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
it's our honour to have everyone attend.
Oh,
And it's just like, being, we've been told like multiple times, like, it's like the best wedding they've ever been to. And it's
yeah,
like,
it was brilliant.
that, like, that's like, wow, like,
Mm.
wow, that's the
Heavy
biggest
burden.
compliment. Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And I think I
Just
think,
want to go do it all again.
yeah,
Fuck it.
literally. It's really sad.
A week before, I'm not doing this again. I'm never planning a wedding. It's the most stressful thing ever. Can't wait for it to be done. I just want to get the party, and now
We
do it
might
again.
Just copy and paste
2035, no, 2036. So it's 10-year on.
Yeah.
We'll do a 10-year
It would
of our renewal.
But it would ever be the same.
It
It
won't.
would never ever be the same. And I think like
That's your time, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's your moment to do what you want to do. And I know as well, like just looking back, I can honestly say, and this might change in 20, 30 years, you never know. But right now, I look at every picture and every video and every memory in here and everybody that was there, I'm happy they were there.
yeah.
There's nobody or no group or setting or individual where you're thinking, fuck, why did I?
Well, we were
Yeah.
quite strict on +1s. We didn't have any +1s.
Mm.
Well, no, we did, but plus ones that we know.
Oh,
You have
yeah.
to clarify it. Like,
I mean,
Mhm.
no one can bring anyone.
we're not classed the +1
No,
for coming as a
it's-
guest. Do you know what I mean?
It's people that we
Yeah.
know. We know
Yeah.
everyone that was at our wedding.
Yeah.
So like you
Yeah.
can't look around at wedding pictures often and say that people bring cousins
Yeah.
and aunties and uncles that you don't really know
Exactly.
or plus ones. But that just for me has been able to cherish those moments and relive them. So it's not that I want our wedding to dominate any conversation, but naturally we've also got friends who are married. So when we meet, and we can talk about our memories from their wedding, and they now can talk about memories from our wedding.
Yeah.
The piece of a conversation that for married friends has been missing because we weren't married.
Yeah.
And for our single friends and people that aren't married, we can talk about the other elements of the wedding that makes them being there so special
Yeah.
to us, whether they were a supplier, whether they were key to me and Hannah first meeting, whether they worked with us in certain destinations, those little
Fellow
elements.
podcast hosts.
Fellow podcast hosts.
But, like,
Honestly, it was amazing, Liz.
it-
I wouldn't change a thing about it, by the way. A lot of people
Yeah.
say, I would change it. I wouldn't change a fucking thing.
And to sit in at the wedding breakfast and I kept scanning the room like 2 or 3 times. And I was like, I can't believe I'm sat at my own wedding. Like, and look at they're all here for us. Like, this is mad. Have you
It's a
got
privilege.
have you got a favourite moment? I know, did you stand
I
up?
think I've just kind of gone through them, yeah, with the chasing cars and the ceremony and the emotions and the speeches and yeah, just
Yeah,
I probably just have to have a good. I think I'd have to watch the reel back as well and remember parts as
Yeah.
well. You know what actually
We can't wait to
what
post.
was said in the speeches, if that makes sense, that set me off so much.
I want to get those online ASAP, the 4 highlight reels. Like we've had them
Yeah.
back again. They've been redrafted. I want to get those out so because people are asking actually. People have been saying to me like, oh, we want to look at the 4, not the full wedding video, for the whole thing, but like those little snippet moments. And we've got one of the Saturday, one of the Sunday, Then we've got a couples one, which is obviously me, Hannah, and Phoebes, and then we've got a party vibes one, haven't we? Which is just
Yeah,
on the front.
that's going to be meant to look back.
Yeah.
But all those 4 videos are 3 to 4 minutes in length. They're not long.
Well, even less really. So the party one's a minute, but it's just enough that you need.
So
Like,
good.
there's an image of me, you, and Andy like taking a selfie in one of them. I remember.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
And a lot of guests appear in obviously all those videos. So for them,
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, it'd be mint. It'd be good I can't wait to get those out on social
Yeah.
so everyone can see.
No. So that is the wedding recap. And talking of obviously love, romance, it's Valentine's Day. Have got a little bit of an announcement myself.
Oh, excellent.
As you know, I have been dating obviously for a very long time, and I have got an announcement that I am officially off the dating apps now.
Oh,
Well done.
Thank you, but
Right.
don't get too excited because I'm going to get a cat.
hey.
Is it the one you sent me a picture of? Is it that one?
This is the problem. This is where the challenge continues because I'm torn between 2. I've not met one yet, which is tomorrow. We have a date tomorrow morning. The other one, when we had a date, hid under the bed the whole entire time, but he is very beautiful. So yeah, I can't even
Oh,
choose
that's
a cat.
for you. It's not like you to be undecided which pussy to play with.
That's old news now, babe.
But even like ChatGPT's like, you have issues choosing a cat like you do like choosing a man.
She lives her life by AI. Honestly.
Literally, yeah, it's like, are you choosing this on aesthetics, Lucy, or are you choosing it by its nature? It's like, basically, Lucy, if both these cats look the same, would you have an issue? And I'm like, maybe I wouldn't.
Well, first of all, names. What are they called?
Well, one's called Hamish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment, but I think I'm going to change his name to Hamish Tourmaline.
Okay. Okay.
The tourmaline's like a crystal, and it's like about positive energy, and he's like black, and it's a black crystal.
Can I call it HT for short?
If you want to, or Hamish.
That's not his name, is it? Hamish Tourmaline.
Hamish, because he's a Scottish breed, so that's why he's called Hamish. And I've got a really good friend called Hamish, so that's the idea that gave me the cat by just seeing Hamish. So I feel drawn to Hamish, but Hamish is very skitty and scared at the moment.
Right.
And then we have Reuben.
Ruben.
Which I don't really like the name Reuben. I'd have to change it.
Valencia from Zaragoza.
And he's a proper stocky, like
the cat just sparks of a Marlboro. Buenos dias. Buenos dias, mama. ¿Dónde está mi catnip?
You know, when you look at he's dead chunky, he looks like dead fat, but he's not dead fat, and he's just like a chunky Tom. But that's who I'm going to see tomorrow.
Are they rescue cats or?
Yeah, they're like adoption. So one's in a foster home and one's in an adoption thing, but it's through the same adoption company. So I'm literally swiping on cats like I used to swipe on Hinge.
I'm ChatGPT here. And how old are they, Lucy? Are they both the same age?
Hamish is 2.
Then I'll pick your fucking cat for you.
Yeah, Hamish is 2 and Reuben is 5. So yeah, I'll put some pictures. But yeah, Hamish is very handsome. He's like black all over, big eyes. He's got like the ears that come down. And then Reuben's just a lad. He likes to play football.
Is Reuben the one that's really stocky?
He's like stocky. They're both quite stocky. I feel like I might have to like.
Would you be tempted to adopt both?
Oh, good question.
No, because I don't think they like other cats. That's the issue.
Oh, okay.
So
poll on your podcast page.
Yeah, let's do a poll on the podcast.
Oh, I might have to. So that's Hamish.
Yeah.
Oh, he's nice. He's cute.
Like a panther. But everyone keeps saying he's evil. He's been in there for 12 weeks and no one's gone to see him apart from
He looks like the Sheba cat from the Sheba cat food.
Yeah, but he's quite
my gut's saying Hamish.
Is it? See everyone there, that's Hamish.
I'm going Reuben.
I'm going Hamish.
Who's that? Is that Hamish still as well?
That's Hamish. And then Reuben.
I think I'm going to lean towards Reuben.
I'm going Hamish.
Only because he's from Valencia. He likes
Reuben.
And Papa.
Yeah.
I like his like
white stripe. Yeah.
He looks like he's got a knob, doesn't he, on his face?
I'm going Reuben.
I'm going Hamish. Right. Let's put on the pod. Let's do that and see what listeners say.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to do that.
Team Hamish.
Hopefully, one of the listeners or viewers, depending on how people consume your media, will take the other one.
Yeah, maybe.
You never.
Oh yeah.
We could
maybe do some
that
work.
oh, couldn't we? We could like say, would you like the other one?
Whichever one Lucy is chat GTP tells Lucy not to have, someone's got to have the other one.
But it's funny, I've even had Spud get his tarot cards out. I'm like, I need help.
What's that saying?
Well, at first it was like, do I get a cat or not? Because everyone kept saying like, oh, Lucy, you're going to have like 2 big operations now. Have you got time to emotionally put into a cat? I was like, I need my emotional support from a cat.
Good idea, genuinely.
Gives a lot of, pets are amazing. Obviously,
Yeah.
we got
Really
loads
good
here.
for recovery.
And they will keep you
Yeah.
entertained, emotional support, someone to interact with. They'll give you love and affection as well when you're feeling down. You know,
Hey,
naturally.
don't replace me.
I won't replace you. You can like sit on the bed in the background and stuff and like watch.
Clip one of the microphone things.
Oh yeah, he showed me a video last night.
I'll send it.
It was a cat, and they put like an echo microphone when it was sleeping, and it was.
So
like...
they put a podcast mic if the cat fell asleep, and they put a podcast mic in front of the cat, and he's dreaming, and like the cat is like breathing into his mic, and he's like going.
Aww.
We were like, imagine we do a Loki, it would literally be like a full-on snore.
Yeah.
No, I think that's great news. I think
Congrats.
the cat is a
Thank
good
you.
idea. So keep us posted, and
I shall.
Oh.
But then before I commit to an emotionally unavailable cat for the next 15 years, thought that you could help me, because I haven't quite given up on dating. I was trying to allude that I had a boyfriend, but I haven't. So I'm just waiting to meet him in Asda. Did you see that in Asda the other day when they had the different coloured baskets?
No.
You probably won't get it on your algorithm, but yeah, they had different baskets. Like, so you had a red basket for Valentine's Day. So if you were in the supermarket, someone else had a red basket, you could talk to them.
That sounds
Yeah.
weird though. It sounds like when people put pineapples on their door on cruise ships.
Yeah. So
They're like weird shit.
Yeah,
I think I would have gone down with the green basket and just seen who got a red basket and then see what was going on.
I'm open.
But seeing as you are the newly married couple, you signed, sealed, got the paperwork, I have some questions for you and the public to help me manifest my dream man. So if you're listening or you know someone that should consider this public service announcement, and hopefully Hannah and Rob are going to tell you what an absolute catch I am. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and if you can just quick kind of fire answer, and then hopefully, I mean, this could be it. This could be
This could be it.
this could be the whole family.
If not, you're fucked. Because you just gotta. If you're a dog person, like and subscribe and still listen.
Yeah.
But your chances of getting with Lucy are slim. It's hard to fucking buy a cat.
So what would you describe Lucy's best trait?
I would say your best trait is your positive energy.
The ability to make people spontaneously laugh. I love your sense of humour. I think your sense of humour is outstanding.
Oh, I'll take that. I feel like Hannah at the wedding. Go on, carry on.
It's fucking addicted as well.
What is Lucy's biggest red flag?
What for someone?
For me, like if I had a red flag.
If you had a red flag. Probably your like wishy-washy type. You know what I mean?
Wishy-washy type? What?
No. What I mean? No.
Are you going to say about how I message and stuff?
No, like obviously
At least you can type properly. We know some people who can't.
Yeah, that's true. That's because fucking ChatGPT does it.
Yeah.
Honestly. No, I mean like, you know, like when indecisive isn't the right word. It's just like we'll be chatting and on Messenger, and then it will just go from like one thing to something else, and it will go back to that thing, and then it will go there again. And I'm like, and obviously like
Short attention.
it's like I have to keep up. So a red flag for you would be someone that likes an organised discussion. They need to run a mile because they ain't going to get that. They're going to get wishy-washy back forth. And you just need to learn how to adapt. And obviously I've adapted for the last 10 years since I managed you. So now you're like back in my life full time. I like forgot how like draining that can be. Understanding where I'm going with the message.
I mean, Hannah's been harsh. I don't think you've got any red flags. Not one.
And I mean that also though, on the flip side, it's that spontaneity that Rob was talking about. It's that positive energy. And obviously...
It's all right, Hannah. You don't have to, like,
I'm not.
flip it back round.
Praise sandwich.
Yeah.
Shit. Sandwich. Shit.
So let me get to the shit. No, it's a...
Wishy-washy
You asked the question. That's the red flag if someone wants someone that's organised.
Do you know what? That's probably what I've been going wrong on dating apps because I'm probably like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is she saying? Do you know, I did read a conversation the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I read that wrong.
My point is fucking proven. So yeah,
I don't think,
Actually.
genuinely, I don't. I mean, obviously, we've never been romantically involved, Lucy. So I don't think we've got any. I don't think you've got any obvious red
No.
flags. Personally, I don't think there's anything that would make me think, oh, I'll fucking swerve her.
and also like that is clutching at straws, the wishy-washy stuff. You as a
I don't know.
person.
She thought of it pretty quick.
I knew exactly what she meant.
She's got a schedule.
The funny thing is, you're right, Animal. You knew what I meant, and obviously, like we message all day, every day.
Yeah.
So literally, like you knew exactly what I was going to talk about, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm literally up and down. Yeah. The thing is, I get annoyed with my mum doing it. So I think she's worse than me. So I've obviously got it from her. So yeah. So what top 3 traits does a man have to date me? So if they're applying and not put it all about me, they need to win me over. What do you think they need? What do you think?
They need to be.
To like cats. First one, fucking standard now.
They need to be. I think they need to be a little bit into their spiritual side, the manifestation side of things. A little bit crystals, not anything too much, but. You know what I mean? A little bit.
They need to just be a little bit crystal.
I missed a word.
Ideally,
Now.
if you could just fucking hit a rock or a boulder.
No,
because then you could be wishy-washy all your life. They wouldn't even fucking. They haven't got ears. You know, they don't fucking listen anyway.
I missed that word.
A little bit crystal.
I have been living in Yorkshire too long. They miss out words all the time. A little bit into crystals, but yeah, that space. You
Crystals, not crystal meth.
100%. Although me and Lucy were talking about that the other day. Do you remember?
Yeah.
A future guest. We were like,
Yeah, it's not me, Hannah.
Any crackheads out there?
we need a crystal Beth.
Yeah, that's it, wasn't it?
So yeah, that spiritual side of things. I think they need to match your positive energy. You don't want a Debbie Downer. That would completely pick you off completely. Also, you don't want someone that's going to try and tell you how to live, because that's also a no-no in your life. They need to like match you and support you and support your independence, but also wrap you up and look after you as well.
Oh, maybe you should do like a dating service as well as weddings. Maybe you can do the dating, get the people together, and then you charge them for the wedding.
Based on their portfolio.
Do pod episodes on it.
I think the number one trait someone needs to have if they are to be successful in romance with you, Lucy, is
Oh God.
they need to be adaptable, because you have so much variation in your social calendar, your social life, your friends and family network, your interests, your hobbies, as Hannah mentioned, not just the crystals, but you know, you have got an interest in animals, interest in the outdoors, an interest in weekends away. You've got an interest in culture. You know, there are different things. You like a party, you love a drink, you like to dance. The fitness, you know, there's so many different elements to you. You are a multifaceted, complex in a good way person, because you've got so many layers. So I think someone should be adaptable. I think if someone's quite rigid, if they're coming into like a relationship with a preset notion of what they want from a woman or a man or a girl or a partner, they're probably the wrong person for you. I think it needs to be someone that's adaptable.
They need to never get tattooed on them. I tamed the animal. And we'll come to more of that when we do the repping episode. So we'll leave you hanging with that.
Yeah.
The animal. You don't look very fucking tamed to me.
Yeah, they definitely didn't tame the animal 2014, did they? Oh, and then last but not least, as you guys will not know, on Hinge, for example, there's a prompt what would say, what would your friends say about you? And it's just literally a sentence.
Right.
If it was you and
or one line, she likes the crystal. One line.
Right, what would your friends say about you? I would say Lucy is a force to be reckoned with. You need someone like Lucy in your life to bring a big shining light upon it. And you need to have a Lucy in your life just to spend a lot of time laughing, because laughter is the best medicine.
Very nice. I would say on your what your friends would say about you on Hinge, I would say if you're ever in trouble, dial Lucy's shoe. She will answer the shoe, make you laugh, and forget all your troubles.
And then shout, "Hey, Bobbikins!"
Yes, you mummies!
Yes.
Oh, so there we go. Applications are now open. Feel free to write in and apply a view to becoming Lucy's socials. Yeah, and that's it. P.S. You have to like cats.
Cats, like crystals, be able to answer your phone, your shoe, which is your phone, all of those.
And get the applications in and we will vet them.
Yeah, can we
Yes.
maybe we could read out. I don't know, I'm just inviting myself on for another fucking episode. Maybe we could read out some of your applications when they come through.
Yeah.
I'd be
Yes.
intrigued to see who.
Do you reckon I'll get any though?
You get at least one. I'm going to manifest one for you. And
Manifest
you've
one.
got one.
Based on our testimony, not. I would probably ask some other people to do this.
Also, this fucking manifestation list is getting heavy. I've got so much on it.
Tell you what is getting heavy, the amount of time we've been waffling on this podcast.
Yeah.
I need
It
to
is
go to
nearly
bed.
2 hours. Right. So we'll call it a day. Thank you so much for catching up. It's the first time I've seen you guys in face-to-face sober for the last
Thanks
couple of
for
weeks.
having me on again.
You're welcome.
When am I on next?
No, I think we.
Someone wrote on YouTube like, "Oh, that guy should host." It's so good.
They did.
No, you didn't. I see the
Lou,
comments.
I said, babe, you don't even get any fucking comments on
Yeah,
YouTube.
I
So
saw
no one
it.
did.
I posted it.
We do. Yeah, Rob wrote it.
Yeah, literally minimal.
Lucy and Rob's got a nice ring.
We've
to it.
got the pregnancy.
Lucy are becoming Lucy with Lucy and Rob.
Babe, the next. Gonna ignore that comment. The next episode is the pregnancy ep that we're recording on the 8th of March. So you are back again for a third ep.
Yeah.
No, the 8th or something on the 8th.
No, we changed.
Phoebe's first swimming lesson back
Yes.
in the new term.
But yes, 8th of
I'm
March.
a dad first, podcast the second.
You literally lined up for that one, and now you've got this. He's like, last time I was like, I'm just so honoured to be invited for on the podcast.
3, 2.
Got 4 if I do the repping one as well.
That's true. That's very true.
And then he's got 5 if he's reading out stuff, if he's got an appearance on there.
I'm just on every week.
He's got a season.
I'm a dad first, I'm a podcast the
Right,
second. Thank you so much for having me.
No.
You're welcome. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you, Roberto. Goodbye.
He's
gone.
He's off.
As you said, Valentine's isn't just about romantic love. Right.
If you like this episode,
Yeah.
I don't know if you did. Anyway, it's been a nice catch up for me, Lucy and fucking Rob. Anyway, what we do. If you like this episode, go back and listen to our others. There's many more inspiring people because we are not to listen to. We've had some great episodes recently, actually. So please go back and listen to them. Like, download, subscribe, and we are going to be back recording more episodes. Going into season 3 soon. We're nearly at the end of season 2, aren't we? So
We are. But yeah, like, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. We're not asking for anything. It just obviously makes us look more popular so we can produce more episodes and it keeps us going. So yeah,
Right.
loving the love and see you later.
bye.
Bye.